From the home of the back-to-back Big Ten champions, we welcome you to the University of Michigan inside Michigan Stadium, better known as the Big House. Tonight, high school football has returned, and the season starts off with two teams that have not seen each other in 53 years. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Rosenkrantz alongside Jeff Ellingsworth, and we are happy to have you along as your Clarkston Wolves and the Northville Mustangs kick off the 2023 football season here in Ann Arbor. Well, Jeff, if you're the Wolves and second-year head coach Justin Pintar, you really couldn't have asked for a better first season last year. The Wolves compiled a 10-3 record, appeared in the state semifinals against Caledonia, and saw plenty of memorable moments.
Yeah, obviously you got to start with the amazing grab at the end of the quarterfinal game against Rochester Adams, made by Desmond Stevens, and his miraculous plays all season long. But you got to come back to the best running back Michigan has seen in a long time. Ethan Clark, all-purpose yards of 3,011, 34 touchdowns, a record-breaking season at Clarkston, most yards of all time at Clarkston, tied with Ian Erickson for touchdowns. You couldn't ask for a better season from him, and it's sad to see that he shipped away to Princeton, but we wish him luck.
Absolutely, and with those notable offensive departures, Ethan Clark, Mike Hind, how do you think the Wolves can fill in those big shoes?
Well, I think it starts with the pass game. Obviously, Desmond Stevens came up with big grabs along the season as a wide receiver, and I think you've got to come back to him again tonight. You've also got the 6'6" beast committed to Indiana University, Brody Cozen, and there's nobody better to throw it to than the guy who's proved everybody wrong year in and year out.
As for Northville, head coach Brent Luplo begins his tenure on the sidelines for his first season. The Mustangs are returning 15 starters, including running back Caleb Moore, tight end Caden Besco, and wide receivers Nick Hellner and Colin Charles. But Jeff, who else jumps out at you?
On the defensive side, Drew Rankin, number 0. He's also a team captain. He's got many looks from many different colleges, been to a ton of camps this summer, and I continue to hear great things from reporters and stuff like that, talking about how great he played during the summer in 7-on-7. On the offensive side, Isaac Pace, the quarterback, number 4. I would look out for him too. He can do it all. He can do it with his arm and and in the run game. So I just hope that Clarkston's defense comes out ready to stop Isaac Pace on whatever he may do.
Absolutely. Luplo is keen on creating a championship-level program at Northville, and he has his players growing on and off the field each and every day. We are just about ready to go. Northville and Clarkston kick off moments away on Independence Television.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in respect for our flag and for our nation, will you all please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps or render the appropriate salute for the playing of our national anthem.
It is absolutely indeed time to play some football. A great rendition of the national anthem by the Clarkston High School Marching Band.
Student section. section for Clarkston is getting busy early.
Always
Start their cheers.
Always a treat to see the Jungle come back.
Always nice to have a great game like the Jungle and awesome fans as devoted as the Jungle. Rain or shine, they will show up.
Absolutely.
But it helps that it's a beautiful night in Ann Arbor.
It absolutely is. We got the sun peeking out behind the clouds. You couldn't ask for any perfect weather other than this, Jeff.
Yeah, no wind either. Not much.
Clarkston coming off of last season after a state semifinals appearance, losing to Caledonia 21-0. Northville similarly off of a state semifinals appearance, lost to Detroit Catholic Central 42-27.
And I know both teams are looking to get right back to where they were last season. For Clarkston, it'll be a little bit more difficult just because they lost so many seniors last year. They lost a bunch of their offensive line and defensive line, mainly big picture Dominic Kleba, Cole Dellinger, who's off to Michigan State, Gage Heikkinen, who's off to Michigan Tech to play football. So you've lost a giant piece of the offensive line. And hopefully, as Justin Pintar, the head coach of the Clarkston Wolves, was an offensive line coach before he became the head coach, hopefully he's got the offensive line in a position where they can just dominate this game.
Absolutely, and the offense sure has some big shoes to fill, and we will see how that plays out as each of the sidelines break out of their huddles, and we are just about ready for kickoff here.
Northville has a lot of seniors, veteran players, as they were a lot of sophomores and juniors last year. So we'll probably see a lot more veteran and experienced play from Northville, but I'm looking at Clarkston to come out with a very poised appearance, as we've got a transfer quarterback from Brandon, Jaden Olafson, who's going to control the game at his tempo, and we will see that with Clarkston getting the ball first.
Yes, we will. Clarkston has won the coin toss, and they have elected to receive. Northville will receive the ball the second half.
Kicking off for the Mustangs is number 32, Sonny Rentz.
Sonny Rentz on.
Is number 10, Brady Collins. And number 5, Desmond Stevens.
Sonny Rentz set to kick. Keep an eye out for him on Northville.
I would keep an eye on Desmond Stevens as well. He housed one in the quarterfinals against Rochester Adams, and the kick is off.
Kick is off, and off we go from Ann Arbor. Fielded about the 20, and taken down at about the 30. Return of about 10 there, as that first tackle fires Northville student section up, and here we will get to see Clarkston's very first look at the offense.
Making the stop for the Mustangs is number 14, Caden Corbin. Ball is set on the 29-yard line. It will be first and 10 for the Wolves.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line for Clarkston, first and 10, getting your first look at Jaden Olafson and Justin Pintar's offense.
Number 10, Brady Collins.
Correction, that is Brady Collins at quarterback. Collins out of the gun. Has a man in motion, and there's a flag already on the play, and we're going to get a false start on Clarkston.
There's a flag on the play. Illegal procedure, Clarkston.
Not how you want to start the game, but it's going to get better from here.
This sets them back to the 24-yard line, where it'll be first and 15 after that illegal procedure.
Ball's now on the 24-yard line, where it'll be
two receivers on the far side, one on the near side. Collins out of the gun. First and 15 from the 24. Has the snap, pitches it forward, and taken down quickly at about the 25.
Number 15,
Lucas Bowman on the carry, and he was taken down there. by Evan Deek, I believe, number 5.
Second stop was number 5, Evan Deek.
They spot the ball at the 26 rather, gain of 2 on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 13 for Clarkston. Trips on the far side, 1 receiver on the near side. Collins again from the gun. Has the snap, throws, and incomplete through the hands of his intended receiver. Northville's bringing the pressure early. Colin Portman couldn't hang on to that ball.
3rd down and 13.
You're looking at a long 3rd down here. I would expect a pass, but obviously Justin Pintar likes to keep it safe at the beginning of the game. So we'll see what they come out with.
They'll go same setup. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 near side. Collins again from the gun.
Brody Cozen and Desmond Stevens at the top of your screen.
Collins has the snap. Rolling to his right, looking. Pressure coming, and down he goes.
Back is set by number 70.
That's number 70, Robbie Shuckle, on the sack. And Clarkston's going to go 3 and out to start their first drive.
Obviously not the drive that they wanted.
Ball's now on the 24-yard line, in the 4th down and 15.
Tough look there for Clarkston. Northville doing a great job on defense so far. Back deep for Northville, that is Cullen Murphy, number 2. And a little bit of movement up front, penalty flag. Flies in.
Up farther.
Another illegal procedure on Clarkston.
Obviously, we talked about this. It's a little inexperience from Clarkston. A lot of these guys getting their first snaps at a varsity level. So Justin Pintar on the sidelines just has to tell his guys to remain calm. You know, take your time. This is a huge moment in the big house in Ann Arbor, but this is varsity football, and this is going to be how it is.
Clarkston set to punt it away. Kick is away. Shorter kick, it's going to take a bounce and is going to be down just at about midfield. Flag again on the play. We'll see what's going to happen here. This could be an illegal block in the back on Clarkston. And we talk about last season, these penalties are what costed the Wolves in big-time moments last year.
And made their job just a little bit harder. Personal foul.
That's going to give Northville great field position to begin their first drive of the game. Ball is going to be spotted.
An extra 15 yards. They're down at the 35 now for Northville, which is a great spot.
Got to set the ball on the 35-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
We will now get a look at the Mustangs and their offense. Isaac Pace, number 4, is their quarterback. Senior, 5'11", 180. And he's much like Mike Hine of the Wolves. We talk about getting it done with both his arm and his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy's got a lot of film, a lot of speed.
And that quarterback for the Mustangs is number 4, Isaac Pace.
Clarkston to be a little bit preventative.
1st and 10 at the 35 for Northville. Pace from under center. Give it to the deep man in the eye. And not much there from him as he gets stopped right at about the 35. Max DeFore on the carry, a sophomore running back.
Kind of stopped by the entire defensive line.
Adam Denver.
Obviously, they say Adam Denver, but you can credit multiple Wolves for getting in there and getting that stop. Let's see if the Wolves can hold out. I would take a look at number 5, Desmond Stevens. He's just off the line. Looks like he's playing more of a linebacker position tonight. But we'll see what he can do.
Pace out of the gun. 2nd and 9 from the 34. Has the snap. Give to DeFore. And he is going absolutely nowhere.
And that goes to number 9, Max
He's going to get a loss of yardage on that play as he was backed up just by the 40. That was Desmond Stevens just at the stop and right on cue. There is Desmond Stevens doing his job defensively.
Yeah, Desmond Stevens and Drew Ball getting in there for that tackle. I was really impressed with Des. He kept his eyes on the ball, didn't let it get faked out, and he made the play.
That was a loss of 5 on that tackle, sets up 3rd and 14 from Clarkston's 39-yard line.
Obviously a passing situation unless their first-time head coach wants to play it a little safe.
Pace takes the snap. He's rolling left, looking for any help. Fires a deep ball, and that is caught. And he goes out of bounds. And a nice grab out of bounds there. That was Cullen Murphy getting a great toe touch on the sideline, and that's going to set up 1st and goal for the Mustangs here early.
Cullen Murphy, the senior, veteran position, veteran wide receiver, and he just goes up and makes the play. Looked like Clarkston had him, but obviously number 4, Isaac Pace, can just move his legs, and honestly that was a crossbody throw, and that's really impressive for any quarterback and difficult.
And a credit to Isaac Pace for hanging in there until the last moment. And Northville's going to want to talk things over. They'll take a timeout here. We are scoreless, but Northville threatening early. With 8:22 to go, it is 0-0. You are watching Independence Television.
Beautiful Clarkston marching band in their all matching polos and khaki shorts, playing beautifully as they've been practicing the entire summer. Just got back from band camp a week ago, and it looks like they prepared for this moment.
Absolutely. It doesn't get any better. Friday night lights in Ann Arbor. What more could you ask for? Back out of the timeout in a scoreless game. 8:22 to go. Northville threatening early.
Desmond Stevens still lined up in that linebacker position. It's a handoff.
Pace has the snap and all sorts of room. Touchdown, Northville. Evan Deek had all green grass, and credit the O-line for giving him a wide open seam to pass right through. 6-0 Northville, 8:17 to go.
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything the secondary could do about that. There was an open patch of grass, and all Evan Deek had to do was run it in.
6-0 Northville, PAT.
Evan Deek, the holder, the guy that just ran for the touchdown, is going to be holding the ball.
And Sonny Rentz on for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. It is 7-0 Northville. 8:17 to go. They have responded quickly, but Clarkston looking to answer on offense.
You know, I'm impressed by the defense, how it came out. Obviously, they don't want Isaac Pace getting out there and making that amazing throw, but you know, things happen, and the defense almost stood them up. So I feel like throughout this game, we will see this defense become increasingly more comfortable with the positions that they are playing, and I think you could see a couple turnovers as well. Turnover on downs. Let's hope the offense can get a couple scores on the board, though, because without the offense, the defense is just hung out to dry.
Clarkston's looking to answer on offense. 7-0 Northville. 8:17 remaining in the first quarter. You know, this is Mr. Neil Granlin on the public address announcer. It's always a joy to hear him.
Mr. at his finest continues to call the games for Clarkston football, and it's just an honor to hear him speak.
It sure is, and we thank him ever so much for his continued service to Clarkston Athletics. Kickoff is away by Sonny Rentz, again fielded at about the 21.
You got Desmond Stevens with the ball.
Desmond Stevens gets free, stills on his feet, and he gets tackled out of bounds just at about the 45. About a 24-yard return by Desmond Stevens.
If he hadn't got tripped up there, you would have seen a 40, 50-yard dash. I don't know if it would have been a touchdown, but it sure looked good. Obviously, Desmond Stevens is the guy that you want to have the ball in his hands.
They'll spot the ball at the 43, making the return about 22 yards. Clarkston will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 43, but nonetheless in good field position. Coach Pintar's offense making their way out there again. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Brady Collins out of the gun. 1st and 10 from the 43. Collins, he's going to keep it himself. Gets to the edge just at about the 45, and that is where he'll go down. And he did not go out of bounds as the referee motions to keep that clock running. Gain of about 2 there.
Making the stop for the
I was impressed with Brady Collins. He broke a couple tackles, obviously couldn't bounce it to the outside as his space was enclosed. But you want to see that grit in a quarterback that can break a tackle, just like Michael Hine could last year.
They gave him 3 on that carry. 2nd and 7, ball spotted at the 46.
Desmond Stevens at the top of your screen and Brody Cozen at the bottom.
Collins, again, out of the gun. Has the snap, looking, fires, caught, Brody Cozen, and he's taken down just at about the Northville 45 as he stood up there by the Mustangs.
It will be a Clarkston 1st down. But did you see how tall Brody Cozen was to get down? That 6'6" build will help him at the next level. But for right now, he seems to be unstoppable one-on-one.
You would have to think Brody Cozen has a considerable size advantage over a lot of these players.
I would hope so. There's something in his genes that makes him so tall.
Clarkston into Northville territory. 1st and 10 from the 44. Collins, motion Stevens. They give it to him as he gets to the slot, and he goes to about the 40, and that's where he's taken down.
Number 5, Desmond Stevens.
About a 4-yard gain. Obviously, Desmond Stevens' ability to turn on field is what makes Clarkston's offense so dangerous.
Evan Deek and Cooper Hoffman making the stop, both senior linebackers for Northville. 2nd and 6 from the 40. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. That's Desmond Stevens at the top of your screen. Collins has the snap, looking, fires. Brody Cozen again, makes a guy miss. Flag on the play, and he's going to get taken down just at about the 28, but we await word on the flag.
Number 88, Brody Cozen.
Looks like a penalty. Looks like a penalty on Clarkston.
It definitely looks like a penalty on Clarkston, and we should get holding here. And that is exactly what that is. That'll back him up 10 yards and it'll...
Holding.
I don't necessarily agree with that call, Michael. I felt everybody had a chance to make that play and obviously couldn't because Brody Cozen is one heck of a guy to get tackled.
Ball is spotted on the 42-yard line.
And you may notice the difference in the spotting here. A new rule change that was imposed this year. The penalties will now be set from the line of scrimmage rather than the spot of the foul. Clarkston's, they have him at 2nd and 8 at the 42. Collins works in a pistol formation. Handoff on the ground, taken down to about inside the 40.
And that goes to number 33.
Goes Griffin Bowman, one of the Bowman brothers. He is a sophomore running back built at 5'11", 185. Of course, his brother Lucas Bowman is also a sophomore. Just a little bit of a height advantage there, 6 foot even, 185, but both built very well.
Yeah, and obviously the Bowman brothers got chances to get the ball last year when Ethan Clark wasn't, when Ethan Clark was resting and other things like that. A reverse handoff. They're going to pick up the 1st down here. Still on his feet down the sideline, and he'll go out of bounds just inside the 20.
Ball is handed off to number 33.
That's Griffin Bowman again. That's a good pickup for him as he gets the near side edge and gets the 1st down for Clarkston and puts him in the red zone.
Colin Murphy was holding on for dear life, trying to make sure Bowman didn't break free, because Bowman just ran right over him. As Colin gets around his legs, his teammates show up, but if Colin Murphy hadn't done that, Bowman would have been gone for a touchdown. What a great play call there.
1st and 10 from the 18. Clarkston looking to cash in. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 near side. Desmond Stevens in the slot. Collins has the snap. He's looking his way. Fires to the end zone. Incomplete, just overthrown. Desmond Stevens had plenty of open space, but Brady Collins just put a little bit too much oomph on it, and we'll get second down and 10 back at the 18.
You get a little excited. Desmond Stevens was so wide open. I mean, that's just a lapse in judgment on the defense. You never want to put a guy committed for wide receiver and defense that open in the end zone, because 9 times out of 10 that's a touchdown, and Brady Collins just happened to touch it over his head.
Absolutely. Second and 10 from the 18, 4:34 to go in the first quarter.
Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen both at the top of your screen. I would look for a pass.
Collins has the snap, and it's on the ground, and he goes absolutely nowhere. He is dumped immediately. That's Lucas Bowman taken down by Evan Deek.
Evan Deek and number 7.
Evan Deek has made a couple of fine plays here lately.
Evan Deek kind of just ran over Newman there and just happened to be where Bowman was running and got Bowman from behind. I don't think Bowman was expecting it, but that's how it happens.
Credit to Evan Deek and Northville's defense. They've been reading these plays very well. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. 3rd and 11 at the 19 after the loss of 1. Collins, pressure coming immediately. Deflected, and it's caught. Back in the backfield. Little bit of batting the ball up in the air, but that is a game. That's going to be a loss of a couple there.
I'm surprised on the play call of the screen. Obviously, you've got 2 big guys in Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen. I would have just left it to throw it to the end zone. But obviously, Justin Pintar saw something that we didn't. Obviously, he's getting paid the big bucks to coach the Clarkston Wolves, and we're up here in the booth. But
that was Cooper Hoffman on the stop. He read that absolutely beautifully and went nearly untouched.
And this will be almost a 40-yard kick.
Set at about the 28. You're looking at a 38-yard field goal here. Snap good, spot down, kick is away, and the kick is good. Clarkston gets on the board, 2:58 to go. Northville leads 7-3. Northville looking to answer on offense. What can Clarkston do on defense? That and more coming up on Independence Television.
Hopefully you could hear the student section chanting Eddie. And Eddie's been the kicker for, this will be his 3rd season. He started as a freshman, excelled as a sophomore, and just kicked a 38-yard field goal for his 3rd season. First play of the game, first play for his season, he kicked a field goal, 38 yards. And obviously the student section loves him. Every time he makes a field goal or PAT, the student section goes crazy for him. Shows the love that Clarkston football has from its fans.
Absolutely. It is 7-3 Northville, 2:58 to go. Fans, where were you 53 years ago? Richard Nixon at that time was president. A gallon of gas only cost 36 cents. And Monday Night Football saw its premier TV broadcast in 1970. That was also when these 2 teams last played each other. Clarkston won that game 12-0. And another little tidbit for you, the Clarkston Chiefs Youth Football and Cheer program was also formed in 1970 and still goes ever so strong 53 years later.
Were you able to watch that game 53 years ago?
I absolutely was not able to watch the game 53 years ago, but I'm sure it was a sight to see. Kickoff goes into the end zone. That is a touchback, and the ball will be set at the 25-yard line where Northville will take over on offense.
Beautiful kick by Aiden O'Neill, getting the job done, kicking it back to the end zone, making the Northville receiver just have to take it to the end zone.
Check that. They'll spot the ball at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Northville. Northville coming off of an 8-3 season last year after losing to Detroit Catholic Central in the state semifinals 42-27 as they get set up for their next drive here. 1st and 10 from the 20.
It's honestly tough to gauge how good they are because they lost to Catholic Central.
Pace takes the snap. Give is on the ground to DeFore. And he'll get stopped at the 20 there. No gain on the play will set up 2nd and 10 for Northville.
Making the stop for the Wolves is number 52, Nick Washenko.
That's Nick Washenko, and we talk about Nick Washenko. He is absolutely built. He's one of the team captains this year at 6 foot 215. He is certainly one to watch out for Clarkston.
He's absolutely massive on and off the football field. He can do it all during track season as well.
Pace has the snap, throws a floater, incomplete as that ball was knocked out of the hands of his intended receiver there.
Colin Charles just had it knocked out of his hands. Great play by the quarterback, and it's time to lock in. 3rd and 10. Obviously, we talked about early in the broadcast, Clarkston's defense almost shut down Northville the first time they had the ball. Let's see if they can get the job done this time. And it looks like Clarkston's defense is a little bit more comfortable than the Clarkston offense right now. But giving that offense a little bit more confidence every time it comes out on the field is really going to help later in the season.
3rd and 10 for Northville. Pace out of the gun, has the snap, back to pass. Pressure coming, he's rolling to his left. Pressure comes and down he goes. Clarkston gets the stop on 3rd down, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Clarkston is going to get the Northville the punt. That's TJ Schaefer on the sack there.
And if you saw on your screen, Desmond Stevens, he does it all. He's a wide receiver for the offense. He's a linebacker, safety, cornerback, whatever you want to call him. He's the Jabril Peppers of this Clarkston defense. And then he's going to do a punt return if he happens to get the ball.
Stevens lined up at midfield. Kick is high end over end. Calls for the fair catch, and he'll down it just at about the 46, where Clarkston will take over with 1:29 to go. Northville 7, Clarkston 3. You're watching Independence Television. Back out of the timeout, 7-3 in favor of Northville. 1:29 to go. Clarkston 1st and 10 from their own 45, rather from Northville's 45. Collins has the snap. Give is on the ground. Gets a couple yards there. And taken down just at about the 43. That's Griffin Bowman again, as he'll probably get most of the carries tonight.
And obviously always keep your eye on the offensive line. It looks like Northville's defensive line is pushing hard against that offensive line, but I would not be surprised if in this game Clarkston's offensive line just got a huge push, huge hole for the Bowmans, and he takes it to the house.
2nd and 7, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Collins rolling to his left, fires incomplete as that takes a bounce off the hands there of his intended receiver.
Ryan Rector.
Pass was incomplete. 3rd down and 7.
And on those types of plays, Jeff, those are the kind of plays where if you get open, you got to come down with the ball.
Right, and that would have been a 1st down had he caught it. And obviously, that's not what he wants to do. He obviously knew that the ball was supposed to be caught. He slapped his hands after. He knew it was necessary to catch it, and this time he didn't come down with it.
3rd and 7 for Clarkston.
Trips up top, Desmond Stevens at the bottom. Watch out for Desmond.
Collins takes the snap, has a lane in the middle, and the Northville Mustangs meet him there, and he gets taken down. Northville brings the pressure and executes very well. And Clarkston will have another 4th down on their hands here.
75.
And Clarkston, I believe, is just going to let the time run out as the play clock hasn't even started, and we've got 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
Clarkston will indeed let the clock run out here. It'll be 4th down and 8. It's 7-3 Northville, and that is how the first quarter will end. Clarkston, a little bit of trouble on offense. We are looking for them to capitalize here in quarter 2. It is 7-3 Northville on Independence Television. And welcome back. We are here for the second quarter, 7-3 Northville. Clarkston is going to go for it on 4th and 8 here as the offense remains out on the field.
Coach Pintar obviously trusts his team because this does not look like it'll be a push punt.
Collins has the snap, and he's going to punt it himself. That'll take a bounce at the 10, and that'll slowly get to about the 7-yard line, and that is where it will be down. Northville is going to have their work cut out.
I apologize. It was a push punt. Obviously, Clarkston's defense has been really successful offense, so I was assuming that Pintar would try and do a 4th down conversion. If they didn't get it, trust the defense. But obviously, putting the Mustangs at the 7-yard line is better than having a turnover on downs and trying to trust the defense because you've got them so far back up. And obviously earlier we discussed like the Chet Tuff Foundation and how wonderful it is allowing us to play in the big house. There's nothing better than playing in the big house. Friday night lights.
Absolutely not, and there's nothing better than seeing all these fans here at the game today.
Remember
And the give,
to the cause,
the give is on the ground there to Max DeFore, and he'll pick up 5 on that carry. Desmond Stevens with the tackle.
Brady Beck all over the field last year is going to continue to be all over the field this year. And it's crazy because last year he's a sophomore, this year's a junior. He's playing like a veteran senior. And he'll be out there next year.
Absolutely he will be. Pace, give is on the ground again, has a lane, and tackled there at the 25. Max DeFore had a wide open lane, and if Clarkston wasn't there, he would have had all green grass.
For a Mustang first down, sets the ball on the 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
They'll spot the ball at the 23. Stop was made there by Adam Denver. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs on their own 23. 10:56 to go in the first half. Pace has the snap, pitches it back, and he is met by the Wolves there.
Ball is pitched to
It looked like Desmond Stevens was the first one there.
Making the stop for the Wolves, number 5, Desmond Stevens, and number 54, Drew Ball.
Evan Deek was the one who received that pitch. Desmond Stevens and number 54, Drew Ball, on the stop. 2nd and 11 at the 22.
Drew Ball also an important junior this year, and he'll continue to see snaps.
Pace rolling to his right. Pressure comes. Incomplete as the pressure came too quickly and threw too far left to Evan Deek.
Pass goes incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and 11.
That's going to set up 3rd and 11 at the 22. 10-11 to go in the first half. Clarkston looking to make a big stop on defense here and stay consistent throughout their defensive drives. Pace out of the gun. Has the snap. Play fake. Pressure coming, and down he goes! Taken down at about the 15.
What a pass rush. That was incredible. 3 guys surrounded him within 5 seconds. He had no time to get the ball out. And TJ Schaefer, with his incredible long hair and his awesome speed, he got there quickly.
I wonder if he got his hair cut at Lady Jane's, Jeff.
I don't know. Last year, TJ Schaefer had a beautiful mane, long hair. And that might be his good luck charm this year. Northville is now having to punt.
4th down for Northville, 9.5 to go. Desmond Stevens signals for the fair catch. Ball comes loose. It goes on the ground, and Clarkston is there to recover it. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Clarkston just jumped on top of that, and yes, as the referee points emphatically that it remains with Clarkston, that was a scary situation, Jeff.
Honestly, I think Northville got a little close to Desmond Stevens. I'm sure they didn't touch him because obviously there's no flag, but it's got to be hard to catch a football coming at your face when you've got Northville guys pinning for you.
Clarkston set up in Northville territory at their 38-yard line. 1st and 10, 7-3 Northville. 9:19 to go in the first half. And we'll see what Clarkston can do on offense here.
The ball is placed as the top hash mark, so Brody Cozen, who's at the bottom of your screen, has plenty of room.
Collins, from a shotgun, has a man in motion. He'll keep it himself, trying to get to the edge. Grabbed by the back of his jersey, and he's going to get taken out of bounds just at about the 42. That's going to be a loss of a few yards there.
The quarterback, Brady Collins.
The defensive line
making the stop is number 5.
Pushed straight
Evan
through
Deep.
the Clarkston
And number
offensive
17.
line, and Brady Collins didn't really have anywhere to go as everybody was coming forward
Forced out
because
of
they knew
bounds
it
at
was
the
a quarterback
41-yard
run.
line. We're now in 2nd down and 13.
2nd down and 13 for Clarkston. Their offense throughout the first quarter has kind of struggled quite a bit. We're hoping to get them on equal footing here. 2nd and 13 from the 41. 8:33 to go in the first half. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Collins has the snap. Pressure coming, throws, caught, and taken down just at about the 39 there goes Griffin Bowman.
15, Lucas Bowman.
Rather, that's Lucas Bowman.
It'll still be 3rd and 11, so you're still going to have to dial up a pass play. But when you've got Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen, obviously we love on them a lot. Anything's possible. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brady Collins just kind of throws it up to Brody Cozen and sees what he can do, because obviously he's gotten open the last couple times that we've thrown him the ball.
3rd and 11 for Clarkston. Collins with an empty backfield. Has the snap. He's going to keep it himself. A wide open right side. He'll get to the 30 and taken down just inside the 30. We'll see where they spot the ball with 7:40 to go.
Quarterback Collins.
It's going to be very close. They're going to spot him just short at the 29. Going to get you 4th and a yard. I have a feeling that Justin Pintar and his offense could be going for it here, Jeff.
Absolutely. I mean, last year, you knew who the ball was going to on 4th and 1. There's no question about it. This year, Justin Pintar can dial up whatever he wants, but I think this will be a run play down the middle.
4th and 1. Clarkston going for it. Collins under center. Give is on the ground and taken down there, and he's going to be short. Northville gets the stop on defense.
Ball was handed off to number 33.
And number 2, Colin Murphy making the
Griffin
play.
Bowman. However, it was not enough for a first down. The ball goes over to the Mustangs on downs. Ball is set on the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
What a job by Northville's defense. They have been consistent all game, and what a big-time stop for the Mustangs right there.
Yeah, but that stop brings out the Clarkston defense. And Clarkston's defense bends. It doesn't break. And hopefully we're looking at the same thing. It's going to bend a little bit, maybe a first down gain, but eventually it will stop this Northville offense.
1st and 10 for Northville at their own 30-yard line. Pace has the snap. Give up the middle, and he'll gain just about 3 or 4 yards there. Max to 4, runs up the middle.
Clarkston's defensive line holding strong. Every run down the middle, it seems like they only get 1 or 2, maybe 3 yards on it. They got 3 yards here, but 3 plus 3 plus 3 does not equal a first down. So if Northville keeps this up, Clarkston could have a very good defensive game.
2nd and 7 from the 33. Give is on the ground again. Just to about the 40, and he's taken down just inside the 40, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Max to 4, getting another good run up the middle.
Number 5, Stevens, and number 52, Roshenko. That was enough for a Mustang first down.
Ben, don't break, Michael. Ben, don't break. Don't give up the long plays. Make Northville punch it up the gut every time.
1st and 10 from the 42. 7-3 Northville. 6:35 to go in the first half. That's Evan Deek in motion. Pace from under center. He gives on the ground, and right on cue, he gives up the middle, and he is going nowhere there. Maybe a gain of 1. That is Max to 4 again, but met there by the Wolves' defensive line this time for a gain of 1.
Making the stop was number 27, Cooper Collins.
Cooper Collins, another junior who's going to see significant playing time this season.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Cooper Collins, another good target, built at 6'3", 198. Not only is a linebacker, he's also a wide receiver on offense.
And he's a track star.
That he is.
A lot of Clarkston's athletes are two-sport athletes, one in the fall, one in the spring.
Pace has the snap, give on the ground again. And met there by Clarkston again, maybe a gain of 1 again. Max to 4 again, only gains 1 there. Northville will have 3rd and 8 set up from their own 44.
And number 52, Washenko.
Caleb Trigolette and Nick Washenko getting in there for the catch, or getting in for the tackle. That's 2 seniors making big-time plays. Let's see if Clarkston can hold Northville to a 4th down, and then get the ball back, and let's go score before halftime.
3rd and 8 for Northville. Clarkston looking for a stop here on defense. And Northville's going to want to talk things over. We'll take a quick timeout. 5:03 to go. 7-3 Northville on Independence Television. Back out of the timeout. 7-3 Northville. 5:03 to go. 3rd and 8 from Northville's 44. Pace has the snap. He's going to keep it himself, and he is going absolutely nowhere.
Once again, me and Michael were expecting a pass, but honestly, Isaac Pace hasn't had any time to get the ball out because he had 3 Clarkston defenders bearing down on him. And where else is he going to throw? He's got to just bury the ball and take the sack. And that's obviously something that's frustrating Northville, but as Clarkston fans and as Clarkston alumni, that makes us very, very happy to see.
That sets up 4th and 13, a loss of 5 on that sack there. Desmond Stevens back just at about at Clarkston's own 29. And it's a fake. Sonny Rentz rolls right. And now he gets the kick away, and that's going to go well into the student section as flags come flying in, and Northville fans are going to get a souvenir there, Jeff.
It looks like a roughing the punter maybe after the kick, but honestly, I don't know how you can call that as the punter was running away. The Clarkston defense is trying to get to the punter because they believe it's a fake, and just at the last second, the punter kicks it. If it's a 15-yard penalty, it will be Northville's ball, but let's see how they call it. It looks like it might be a repunt, as Desmond Stevens is backing up to where he was.
Penalties on the Wolves.
Had a penalty on Clarkston there, roughing the kicker. That's going to move Northville up 5 yards, and it's 4th and 8 at their own 44. Desmond Stevens is still lined up deep.
I'm really impressed with this punter's hang time. He gets the ball way up in the air and allows his team to get down to where Desmond Stevens is, and almost got the ball back for them because of...
Rentz kicks it away, ball takes a bounce, and it'll go out of bounds just at about Clarkston's 23, and that's where we will see their offense come out again.
And as you see Desmond Stevens' leadership, he's telling his team to stay away from the ball, where it's going, and just to steer clear, because obviously he wants to win this game as much as anybody. Now I'm looking for some Brady Collins throws. Hopefully Ryan Rector can bring the ball down if he has the opportunity to catch it. But I'm really looking at Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen.
And keep an eye on Brody Cozen in the slot. He can be dangerous there.
Yes, and the routes that he's run so far, his little curl routes, he's shaking up the defender because the defender is guarding him 10 yards off the line.
1st and 10 for Clarkston at the 23, 4:05 to go in the first half. Brady Collins in a shotgun. has a man in motion, takes the snap. They reverse it. Desmond Stevens looking for any room, dances his way, and he'll get taken down just at about at the 24-yard line, maybe a gain of 1.
Desmond Stevens, number 5.
It looked like Desmond Stevens was trying to throw, but I didn't see anybody down the field that he could potentially throw to. Somebody might have got hold up trying to block for Desmond, but it kind of looks similar to the play that they ran last year against Rochester Adams, where Desmond Stevens threw that touchdown pass to Cole Church.
2nd and 9. Desmond Stevens gained 1 on that carry there. Just under 3.5 to go in the first half. Collins out of a shotgun. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Takes the snap, fires a quick slant, caught, and he gets taken down just at about the 29.
Complete to number 22, Brady Beck.
And that's Brady Beck. He's also a wide receiver in addition to a safety. 6 foot even, 185.
Brady Beck, the junior, juggled the ball a bit, but made sure to keep his eye on the ball instead of turning his brain to turning upfield. Got to control the ball before you can think about getting big plays.
3rd and 4 for Clarkston. Ball is on their own 29. Collins from a shotgun. 2 receivers both sides for Clarkston. Has the snap. Pressure coming. He gets out of it. Gets to the 35. He'll pick up the first down. He's still on his feet. Gets to midfield and is taken down. Rather, he gets taken down inside the 50-yard line. Gets towards midfield, and that's a first down for Clarkston, and that's a good effort there by Brady Collins.
What an effort by Brady Collins. I mean, breaking tackles, the guts to just hold the ball, not force a throw. I mean, you have Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen around that area, and he knew he could take it himself and just went with it. Good pickup of yards.
3 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. 1st and 10 for Clarkston. Collins throws, caught. That's Brody Cozen on the far side. Gets to the 40 where he is taken down just at about the 39. That's a gain of 8 on that catch and run by Brody Cozen. And that'll set up 2nd down and short for Clarkston.
And obviously, after first downs, the clock doesn't start until the ball is set. The clock started a little bit early there as the ref didn't quite set it on time, but it gives Clarkston a chance to get their bearings, get the play call in before they actually have to get up to the line.
Ball spotted at the 39. Collins has the snap, fires, pass, it's caught. Desmond Stevens gets to the 35 where he is met by Northville. Maybe a gain of 4 on that play, and that's going to set up 2nd and about 5 or 6 at the 34-yard line of Northville.
And look at this. Justin Pentar, veteran coach, has all 3 timeouts at the end of the first half. He's got 1 minute and 28 seconds to get his team ready to get into the end zone. And even if they don't, we've obviously seen that Clarkston has a kicker that can boot it from at least 38 yards out. And it looked good from at least 45. So I would not be surprised if Clarkston continues to march down the field, hopefully into scoring range, and get a big-time score.
And folks, we take you back to last year, battle at the Big House against Davidson. Right before the end of the second half, Brody Cozen gave Clarkston the touchdown that got him right back in this game. And Jeff, hopefully we can see one here as the minute 28 winds down here very shortly.
Yeah, sadly we ended up losing that game, but I've got a good feeling about this game. And also, we ended up beating Davison in the playoffs, and that's where it really matters. So, it all worked out in the end, but why not start off the season right with a win?
Back out of the timeout, 2nd and 5 from Northville's 34.
Desmond Stevens and Brody Cozen at the bottom of your screen. Look for passes to them.
Collins has the snap, looks. He's going to fire to the near side. Incomplete for Brody Cozen, and a flag thrown on the play, and we are going to get defensive pass interference here.
Number 0, Drew Rankin, a guy that I talked about earlier in the broadcast being one to look out for. Just got a little too handsy with Brody Cozen, and obviously, how do you stop Brody Cozen when he's got so much size on you? You can't stop the 6'6" big man.
Brody Cozen at 6'6", 240 pounds. You talk about a tight end that is built and will be a formidable opponent for many different tight ends. But I bet you against Rochester Adams, against Brady Prescorn, that'll be a matchup for the ages.
And it always is with Rochester Adams. I mean, 2 games last year, 2 amazing plays. Brody Cozen with a touchdown last year in the playoffs to help win the quarterfinals. There's so many matchups in OAA Red that you need to watch out for this season.
1st and 10 from the 19, 7-3 Northville, 1:22 to go in the first half. Collins has the snap, back to pass, looking, pressure comes. He's going to go just about to the 22, and that's where he gets taken down. He's going to lose a couple on that play. Loss of 2 sets up 2nd and 12 from the 21.
Brady Collins obviously couldn't get out of there as his pocket collapsed. But it's good not to force the ball. And obviously he held on to it, took the sack, but it's only a loss of 1 or 2.
Clarkston goes tempo here. 2nd and 12, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Collins has the snap, rolling right. Looks, he's going to fire a floor to the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Out of the corner of the end zone.
Brody Cozen will want that one back.
And that is a tough one to miss if you're Brody Cozen.
Looks similar to the play last year we saw in the big house. Michael Hines throwing it up to Brody Cozen. Obviously, it was an over-the-shoulder grab for Cozen in the left corner of the end zone.
Not to mention a one-hand catch.
Right, yeah. But Brady Collins a little underthrown, and the defender just kind of makes a play, makes sure that Brody Cozen can't get his hands fully on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to him.
3rd down and 12 for Clarkston. Collins has the snap, looking, pressure coming, hit as he throws, coming back, and it's caught inside the 5-yard line. His receiver had to come back and get that, and what a heads-up play to give the Wolves a 1st down and goal. That's Brady Beck. What an effort.
Brady Beck, football guy, basketball guy. He knows what he's doing. Keeps the eyes on the ball, even as he's going down the field, and knows what to expect from his quarterback. And the quarterback, Brady Collins, the ability to get that ball out, even with 2 defenders coming at you, getting hit, and still getting that ball out for a good ball downfield.
Clarkston's going to go tempo as the clock runs here. 17 seconds to go in the first half. And Coach Pintar, you can see him on the sidelines, very vocal right now. And we'll get a stoppage in play here as he's going to have a conversation with the officials with 15 seconds to go here. And you'd imagine he might be taking a timeout here.
Actually, I believe it's Northville taking a timeout.
Indeed, that is Northville taking their timeout. That is their last one of the first half as they will talk things over.
They cannot. Northville cannot be happy with how their defense is putting up right now. Obviously letting a short ball getting picked up by Brady Beck. But on Clarkston's side, I don't think Pintar's happy with the time management that the refs have, because the clock is starting before the refs kind of set the ball, and the ball needs to be set before the clock starts, and when it's a 1st down, the clock stops.
That clock was at 30 seconds beforehand, and with the refs not spotting the ball, and as you can see, they're talking it over here. Maybe they'll consider putting some time back on the clock, but that shaved off a good 15 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, Pintar has two more timeouts, which can result in 3 or 4 more plays as there's 15 seconds left on the clock. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this ball go thrown up the gut.
1st and goal for Clarkston from Northville's 3, looking to capitalize here. Collins has the snap, fires a quick slant, up for grabs, incomplete through the hands of Brody Cozen, and that's another one where he just couldn't come down with it. Throw looked a little high there.
Yeah, Nick Hellner kind of just got in his face. I'd like to see Brody Cozen come down with that, and I know he can. We've seen it many times before, and I guarantee 2nd half you'll see it. You've got to see at least one where he does that, because his receiving skills have really improved since his freshman season. 2nd
and goal, 11 seconds to go. 3 receivers far side. They're going to motion Desmond Stevens. He goes back to the slot. Collins has the snap, fires well wide of Desmond Stevens. There is
No
it's an
flag on the
incomplete
play.
pass, no flag on the play.
Honestly, I can understand why Pintar is upset with the refs right now. Desmond Stevens clearly got held as his left arm wasn't even close to reaching out for the ball. I'm not sure what the refs saw, but that's a little disappointing. We expect the best of the best in the MHSAA, and right now, it's not showing up so well.
3rd and goal for Clarkston. Final 8 seconds to go.
Northville just kicked the ball. I'm not sure what's going on, but...
And Coach Pintar is going to take a timeout to talk things over here.
I'm not sure why Drew Rankin is lifting his arm as he runs across to the 20.
And the Wolves.
He's obviously excited that the Wolves had to take a timeout, and it's 3rd and 3, but honestly, there hasn't been much outlook as Northville is getting kind of pressed up on as Clarkston continues to march down the field. Now, last year we would have seen the ball go to Ethan Clark. Obviously, run straight through offensive line of Cole, Dominic Kleba, Gage, Nick Wachenko. You know, you would have seen a massive hole open up for Ethan Clark, and he would have barreled his way into the end zone because of how big his frame is and just how elusive he is as well. He can create his own space.
And he will certainly be a massive pickup for Princeton this upcoming season.
I'm excited to see what the Ivy League has in store for him. Obviously, he went to Princeton to play good football as well as get a premier education. But now we see that Bowman hasn't been able to run as effectively as Clark. Obviously not, because Ethan Clark is a weapon.
Back out of the timeout, 3rd and goal for Clarkston. Final 8 seconds to go in the first half. Collins has the snap, looking, he's gonna fire a floater to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Desmond Stevens in the left corner of the end zone. It's gonna set up 4th and goal for Clarkston with 3 seconds to go, and you gotta imagine, what is Coach Pintar gonna do here? You bring out Eddie Langton, or do you go for it?
I would kick the field goal, 7-6 going into halftime. You got to get some points on the board. Obviously, the offensive line and just the offense in general doesn't feel good for not finishing that out. But put points on the board. Northville's going to get the ball in the second half, so you got to do something before they come out and try and put points on the board in the second half.
Eddie Langton set for a 20-yard field goal with the final 3 seconds in the first half. Snap is good, spot down, kick is on the way, and the kick is no good. Northville brings the pressure, and that is another big-time stop for Northville, and that is how the first half is going to end. 7-3 in favor of Northville. We'll step aside. For now, you're watching Independence Television. And welcome back. We are getting ready for the second half here. Michael Rosenkrantz alongside my broadcast partner, Jeff Ellingsworth. Jeff, what an impressive first half for Northville. On both sides of the ball, it's been a defensive game so far, but if you're Clarkston, one thing that's missing right now is your offense.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Clarkston, they started off slow, but they've showed that they can play with the big boys. Northville coming off a fantastic season last year, obviously they lost in the playoffs. Clarkston lost in the semifinals, but they lost a ton of seniors, ton of veteran talent. And this year they're playing with a bunch of juniors and newly starting seniors. So they don't really know how to link yet. They don't know how to connect with each other, and they're starting slow on offense. But I feel like in the second half they can start turning up. And I would assume that Brody Cozen and Desmond Stevens will, as the captains, will lead this team into at least a couple touchdowns in the second half, because this team is gritty and they'll stick it out.
Leadership, hard work, grit, and determination are one of the key foundations to a football team, and Clarkston certainly has those. Second half just about to get underway in just a few moments. We'll step aside, but we'll be right back for second half here on Independence Television.
At this time, we welcome to the field the 2023 Clarkston Dance Team.
And welcome back here to Ann Arbor. We are just about set for the third quarter, 7-3 Northville, but a low-scoring affair so far, and the second half is underway as Aiden O'Neill boots it to about the 5. And with the lane, still stays on his feet and taken down at the 20 and right on cue, as you mentioned, at the 20-yard line. He's taken down there. Northville will start their possession there after a gain of 15.
Yeah, absolutely a beautiful kick by Aiden O'Neill. Gave his team time to get down the field and able to make the tackle quickly, so that Northville doesn't have any better field position than they would have just calling for a fair catch.
1st and 10 from the 20.
Hopefully the Clarkston defense remains effective. You've got Desmond Stevens at the bottom part of your screen. He looks lined up as a linebacker right now, but could fall into coverage if needed.
Pace has the snap. He's rolling right. He's going to keep it himself. Tries to get to the edge, and he is met by Clarkston there. They think he lost a couple there, maybe about 1 or 2, and he gets back to about the 19, 18-yard line.
And good start by Clarkston's defense. That's what we want to see. Defense is going to get the ball back to the offense, and hopefully the offense comes back out with a better mindset and can drive the ball down Northville's throats.
No gain on that play for Northville. Will set up 2nd and 10 from the 20. 11-18 to go in the third quarter. Pace with 1 receiver each side. That looks like Max DeFore in the backfield. Has the snap. He's going to fire, and that's caught past midfield and taken down just inside the 40. That is number 12, Nick Hellner, and he's another one of those players for Northville that you want to watch out for. And what a big play there for Northville.
Beautiful throw on a rope. Couldn't ask for a guy to get. He was pretty wide open. Hellner was pretty wide open. Obviously, you want your cornerbacks and safeties doing a bit better job, but great play call by Northville.
That's a gain of 42 on that pass there from Isaac Pace to Nick Hellner. 10:46 to go. 1st and 10 in Clarkston territory at their 38. 1 receiver each side again. Pace has the snap. Back to pass. Rolling to his right. Looking. He's got a wide open man. Fires to the end zone. And that's caught. Dives in. Touchdown, Northville.
Just a lapse in judgment by the Clarkston defense. Obviously the two people in coverage tried to go up for the ball, get an interception, but number 12, Nick Hellner, just reaches up, head taps one, dives past the other for a touchdown in the end zone.
That's a 38-yard touchdown reception, underthrown too. Nick Hellner had to come out of the end zone to get that ball, and he made a nice move to make a couple guys miss and was able to dive into the end zone. 13-3 Northville, 10:29 as Sonny Rentz will go for the PAT here. Snap good, spot down, kick is away, and the kick is good. Northville takes a 14-3 lead after scoring in the first minute and 31 seconds. How will Clarkston respond? That and more coming up on Independence Television. 14-3 Northville, 10:29 to go in the third quarter as they had a very, very quick strike on Clarkston. And the kick is away here. Fielded from inside the 15 and taken down there inside the 25 just before the 30, maybe a gain of about 7 or 8 yards there.
Colin Cortman.
That was Colin Cortman fielding from the 18 rather. That's a gain of about a return of 10 or 11 yards maybe. We'll set the ball, but the 28, Clarkston will take over 1st and 10.
I know Coach Paul, the offensive coordinator, has to be talking to his guys, making sure they're all right, telling them to calm down, do your job. That's the main message. Do your job, get the job done, do what you're supposed to do, and we're going to win this football game. Obviously, you don't want to start out, the defense doesn't want to start out giving up a touchdown, but we're only down 11. That's 2 scores, and we're still in the third quarter. Get a quick touchdown here, and we're right back in this thing.
1st and 10 from Clarkston's 29. 10:23 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers each side. Collins from a shotgun has the snap. Give is on the ground to the left side. Down the sideline past the 40, and he gets taken down out of bounds inside the 45, and that's going to be a first down for Clarkston. Griffin Bowman on a gain of around 12 to 13 yards.
And that's what we need to do. And that's continually what Ethan Clark did last year. If Griffin Bowman can continue the legacy of what Ethan Clark did, this Clarkston football team will be tough to beat. So this first run in the second half, that's what I want to see the rest of the game.
12-yard run there by Griffin Bowman's first down and 10 from Clarkston's 41. Collins. He's going to keep it himself. And he gets stood up there by Northville as he was trying to go through the gap. He was propelled back.
Collins gained about 3 there. Not a whole much that he could do there. The linebackers kind of just swallowed him up.
75.
But it's a good start on first down. On first down.
They gave Brady Collins 2 on that play. Hassan Elzayat, number 75 for Northville, making the stop there. 2nd and 8 from the 43.
Brody Cozen at the bottom of your screen. Look for him on the second.
Collins has the snap. Give is on the ground and nowhere to go as he's met by the Mustangs there. Gain of about 2 yards will set up a third down and about 6 for Clarkston with 9:05 to go in the third.
Ball's handed off to number 33, Griffin Bowman. Making the stop was number 5, Deep, and number 75, Elziak.
I don't know. What do you do here? Run it again and then hope for a good fourth down, or are you passing here?
That is definitely the coach's job. We are just broadcasters, Jeff. I unfortunately could not tell you that. 3rd down and 5 for Clarkston at the 46. Collins has the snap, looking right, fires, incomplete as he threw to the right side of Brody Cozen there. Rather, that's Adam Denver, pardon. And that's going to set up 4th and 5 here for Clarkston. And you got to think here, 4th and 5. This could be 4-down territory for Clarkston.
Yeah. And a couple plays ago, number 56, Joey LeVake was shaken up a bit. He's on the sideline walking around, getting some water. Hopefully we'll see him back in this game, but he was shaken up earlier in the play. 4th
and 5, and the offense remains on the field. Clarkston's going to go for it here. 1 receiver each side, and it's going to be another pooch kick, actually. And the ball takes a bounce as it rolling towards the end zone, and it is going to be down at the 1. Northville will be set up very deep in their own territory, and this is where Clarkston, you have got to capitalize on defense here.
Yeah, and if Northville decides to run, I mean, Clarkston has swallowed up their run game the entire night and have only scored on pass plays. So I'd be looking for Clarkston to make a big play, hopefully keep Northville pinned back and get good field position for their offense later on.
Northville leads it 14-3. 8 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Northville has the ball spotted at their own 1-yard line. 1st and 10, deep in their own territory. Clarkston looking for a major stop on defense here. Pace out of the gun, has the snap, fires to the left side, incomplete. I think his receiver there, Nick Hellner, was running an inside route, but ran too far inside as that throw was more towards the sideline.
Yeah, and I was worried that Nick Hellner would catch it, honestly, because he looked open, but luckily the ball was overthrown, and I'm surprised that Clarkston didn't get the pressure back to Isaac Pace to force him to just hold the ball. And I'm also surprised that Northville didn't decide to run it. Obviously, you're at the 1-yard line, and you've only got 1 receiver out there, Nick Hellner being the one that caught the touchdown.
They'll take a snap from under center here and just break free. A little more breathing room for Isaac Pace as he gets out of the end zone, but he only gains 1 on that carry. Will set up 3rd and 9.
Nick Hellner making the impressive catches down the stretch in their last possession, being the only wide receiver out there. So if they're really going to throw him the ball, it's one-on-one coverage because everybody else is on the line.
7:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. 14-3, Northville.
Northville looks a little confused here.
And they are going to take a timeout here to talk things over. 14-3, Northville, their first one of the second half. 7:25 to go on Independence Television. Back out of the timeout, 14-3 Northville, 7:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 9 from their own 2. Pace under center. Give is on the ground. Running room and taken down just at about the 4-yard line. That's going to set up 4th and 7 after a gain of 2 there, and Northville is going to have to punt it away. And there is a player down here for Clarkston as we'll take an official's timeout.
Doesn't look good on that side of the field. Shane, the trainer, on his way. Northville just getting a little bit of room before they have to punt it away. Good stop by Clarkston, and beautiful pooch punt by Brady Collins to get it down to the 1-yard line. And hopefully they get a good offensive spot to start their next possession. They've got plenty of time to get back in this game. We just need some guys to make some plays. Desmond Stevens will line up at the 35. Let's try and get something going.
Sonny Rentz kicks it away, end-over-end kick, fielded from just about the 40. Stevens moves right, down to the 30, 25-20, with the lane on the sideline, cuts it back, touchdown, Clarkston! Desmond Stevens takes a touchdown return to the house. 14-9 Clarkston, 6:45 to go. What an effort there by Desmond Stevens.
Who else do you want to have the football? Need a game, need a score. You always put the ball in your best player's hands. And what an effort by the Boston College commit to get into the end zone.
Jeff, you talk about a quick answer there. That one couldn't have been rung up any more ideal. And just like that, Clarkston with a chance to cut Northville's lead to 4.
It looks like Clarkston might go for 2, try and make this thing a 3-point game. Obviously, Pintar knows something we don't. Nope, it looks like they're lining up for a field goal.
14-9, Northville.
They're going to go for 2.
They're going to go for 2 here. Brady Collins under center. Has a man in motion. Little bit of movement up front. We're going to wait word on the flag here. And that is a false start on offense for Clarkston. And if you're that deep going for 2, that's the last thing that you needed, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. I would put Eddie Langton in, and hopefully he can knock it through. Obviously, you want to get those 2 points, get a 3, only be down 3 points. But honestly, points are points. At this point in the game, you've got 6:45 left in the 3rd quarter, so you've got plenty of more time to score. So, Eddie, just knock it through, and let's let the defense handle their game.
Eddie Langton on for the PAT, 0 for 1 on extra points today after his first one missed wide right. This one on its way, and the kick is good. And Clarkston cuts its lead to 4. Northville's lead to 4. 14-10, 6:45 to go. Northville will try and respond on offense when we come back. And welcome back after the timeout, 14-10. Northville, Clarkston cuts its lead to 4 after a kickoff return by Desmond Stevens. 6:45 to go in the 3rd. Aiden O'Neill set to kick it away. That is a line drive kick. Ball still loose, and Northville's going to have to fall on it inside the 30.
Honestly, that was a very, very hard kick.
Right
at the floor. Obviously, as you can see, Northville didn't control it very well.
Ball
but
set on
Aiden
the
O'Neal booted
33-yard
that
line.
thing.
We're to be first and 10 for the
And that
Mustangs.
was a hard kick. You could hear the shoe meeting the pigskin from up here. And obviously, as the Clarkston band fills back in from getting food and drink, hopefully they can get the student section riled up a bit, make Northville a little bit more nervous.
You always got to make a trip to go get a hot dog and some concession stand food.
Absolutely.
First down and 10 for Northville at the 33. Case fumbles the ball, and he's going to have to fall on it. And that's the first time tonight that we've seen a little wonky of a snap, but Isaac Pace able to fall on it, but it results in a loss of 4.
At the Wolves football
Loss of
stadium,
4, second and
Mister
14.
always says that we have the best popcorn in Oakland County. Do you think Michigan has the best popcorn in their county?
Michigan certainly has great popcorn, Jeff, but I tell you, you get yourself to CHS Stadium and get yourself a bag of popcorn, folks, you will not be disappointed. I can promise you that. Second down and 14 from the 29. Pace has the snap, takes it himself, fires over the middle, caught over midfield, and down just at about the 40 goes Nick Hellner.
Nick Hellner is currently killing the safeties and quarterbacks that are trying to cover him. Pintar will probably make some adjustments, take a look at what Hellner's doing to the defense, and I'm sure it'll be fixed.
That's a 31-yard reception there from Pace to Hellner. Back into Clarkston territories. The ball spotted at the 40. First and 10. 5:41 to go in the third quarter. Two receivers each side for Northville. Looks like max to 4 in the backfield. Isaac Pace out of the gun. Has a man in motion. That's Colin Charles. He'll keep it himself. And he'll be taken down just at about the 35. He'll gain about 5 yards there. We'll set up 2nd and 5 there for Northville.
Ben, don't break. Give up that 30-yard completion. Come right back. Get a stop. Currently, Northville cannot kick a field goal. It's a bit too far, and we could get the ball right back. Ben, don't break.
2nd and 5 from Clarkston's 35. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Nick Hellner at the top of your screen, once again, one-on-one.
Case has the snap, fires a wide open receiver, all green grass, touchdown Northville. That is the tight end, Caden Besco, and what a response from Northville as they go up 20-10.
Gave Clarkston a little confusion there. Obviously, you've got Hellner at the top of your screen, one-on-one with the cornerback. Really wasn't expecting anybody to shoot free from the offensive line to catch the ball.
Just as quick as the Wolves respond, the Mustangs respond right back. 20-10 Northville with a chance to make it to increase their lead to 11. Sonny Rentz on for the PAT. Snap high, spot down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Northville takes a 21-10 lead. Another quick response from Northville. 4:42 to go. How will Clarkston respond on offense? You'll just have to find out yourselves on Independence Television. 21-10. Northville, 4:42 to go. Jeff, what a quick strike for Northville there.
Yeah, and obviously Northville does not want to give Desmond Stevens the ball anymore, so they're going to kick it away from where he is.
Return back inside the 10 as he gets out to the 40, just inside the 40 there.
Kick was picked up by number 22, Brady Beck.
That was Brady Beck on the return as he gets a good return there. We'll set up first down for Clarkston.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Obviously, the offense has struggled a little bit. This will be another test to their ability, and we'll just see how Brady Collins comes out, the confidence that he has. We'll see how Pintar utilizes Bowman in the backfield. This is their second drive of the second half, so hopefully they've got some more comfortability when it comes to playing varsity football.
Two receivers far side, Desmond Stevens at the bottom of your screen. Brady Collins with the man in motion. Has the snap. Give is on the ground. And not much there at all as he gets to about the 36-yard line. Just about a gain of 1 on that play to Griffin Bowman. 2nd and 8. They gave him 2 on that carry. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Collins rolls left, looking for any help. Fires well overthrown at his intended receiver. And that's going to set up 3rd and 8 for Clarkston at the 37.
Pass is intended for Brody Cozen.
The ball could have gone to Brody Cozen or Desmond Stevens on that play. Desmond Stevens started at the top of your screen and continued to run straight, whereas Brody Cozen came from the bottom and crossed over to the top. The ball looked in between both of those receivers, and it's hard to tell who it was really for, as Brady Collins didn't get enough air on the ball.
2 receivers far side, 1 near side. 3rd and 8 for Clarkston. Brady Collins out of the gun. Has the snap, back to pass, pressure coming, fires a slant, caught and taken down just at about the 40-yard line, where he will be short of the first down.
Pass is complete to number 20, Ryan Rector.
That's Ryan Rector on the reception, another one of the team captains, and we'll see what Clarkston does here on 4th and 5. Looks like they'll bring the punt team out.
4th down and 5.
Clarkston struggling on offense. They've got to figure out something because it's really not working. Clock is running.
And the kick is away high.
High kick looks like it's going.
And it's going to take a bounce and go out of bounds just at about the 26-yard line, in between the 26 and the 27, where Northville will take over on offense there. And Jeff, if you're Clarkston right now, Ryan called one of the offensive coaches here for Clarkston has to have his mind stirring. This is why he's here in these big moments, and for Clarkston's offense, they have to get some momentum going.
Yeah, and I don't think he's happy with how his team has played. Obviously, they're losing, and they haven't been scoring, so he knows that there's more work to do. But you can only expect so much from new players coming in and actually having a chance to be part of the team, be a role type player. Let's hope Clarkston can come up with a stand here. They've been burned easily the last 2 drives.
1st and 10 from the 26. On the ground, a keeper lowering the shoulder as he runs over a Clarkston defender and gets taken down just at about the 30.
Evan Deek on the keep there.
By number 5, Evan Deek.
Evan Deek gained 5 on that carry, sets up 2nd and 5 at the 31. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Northville looking to keep their momentum going on offense. Clarkston, and again, if you're their defense in a 2-score game like this, this is probably one of the biggest possessions of the game. You have to get a stop here.
Absolutely, Michael.
2nd and 5 from the 31. Plenty of movement up front. Flag on the play.
Nope. Timeout, Northville.
Rather, a timeout on Northville.
It would have been a flag because the Mustangs had too many men on the field. But their head coach caught it just right, was able to get the timeout before the ref threw the flag, and they are still looking at a comfortable 2nd and 5 instead of a 2nd and 10.
Fans, I just want to remind you, you are watching this currently on Independence Television on the Clarkston Community Schools YouTube channel. If you'd like to see replays of this game, you can do so on Comcast Channel 22, or if you have AT&T Uverse Channel 99, just search Independence Township. Back out of the timeout, 21-10, Northville, 2:01 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 5 from the 31.
Keep an eye on number 12 at the bottom of your number 12 and number 1 at the bottom of your screen. These two wide receivers are dangerous.
Pace from under center. Takes the snap, handoff on the ground, and not much there for his back. That's number 14, Caden Kuban, on the run. He's a junior running back, 6'1", 185.
3rd down and 4.
Gave him 1 on that play. 3rd and 4 here for Northville.
Hopefully, Clarkston can get the stop here and get that offense back on the field. The offense needs as much time on the field as possible to gel with each other, and hopefully Call will get it. We'll figure out something to get everybody going.
Pace has the snap. Back to pass. Fires through the hands of his intended receiver. He had plenty of green grass. That's Evan Deek, but the ball deflects off of his hands, and Northville is going to have to punt it away here.
It looks like the ball might have been tipped by Desmond Stevens as well on during the play. Desmond Stevens kind of just reaching up toward the ball. Wasn't really supposed to be in the play, but I think tipped it enough that Northville was unable to come down with it.
4th down at the 32. Sonny Rentz runs left. Kick is high. That's got some hang time on it. Ball takes a bounce and is coming back towards midfield. Northville scrambling to down it, and they finally do. That's Christian Fradel, number 3, running frantically to trying to down that ball, and he does so. Clarkston will get field position, good field position though, with exactly 1 minute to go.
Yeah, 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Honestly, your short run game hasn't worked. Short passes have been dropped. I'm looking for a long play here. Just see what's open. Desmond Stevens on one side, Brody Cozen on the other. See if you can get Brody Cozen one-on-one with somebody, no safety help, and just throw it up there and see if he can come down with the ball. I know they tried it earlier in the game in the end zone. Brody Cozen didn't have enough space, but as you can see at the top of your screen, Brody Cozen one-on-one.
1st and 10 from the 43 for Clarkston. Brady Collins from a shotgun has the snap, back to pass. Fires over the middle, well over his receiver there. 2nd and 10 for Clarkston. Right idea, but the pass was just too overthrown.
Yeah, Brady Collins a little overexcited there. Just kind of spaced it over his receiver's head. Kind of what I want to see, because that's kind of the plays that they used to run with Ethan Clark. Michael Heim would drop back, everybody would stay put. Ethan Clark would just sneak up the middle, and Michael Heim would throw a 40-yard bomb to Ethan Clark for a touchdown. That's a good play call, just not good execution.
2nd and 10 from the 43, 54 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Collins has the snap, back to pass. Fires a quick screen, caught, and just inside the 40 where he gets taken down. Maybe a gain of about 3 there, as Northville student section is fired up.
Pass is complete.
Once again, these short passes aren't really working. The defensive line is swallowing up Clarkston's attempts to make plays over the middle. You got to space the ball out. You got to go sideline to sideline.
Clarkston goes tempo here. 3rd down and 10, final 20 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Brady Collins with an empty backfield. Here he is, Brady Collins, pressure coming. He gets out of it, rolling to his right, looking, fires to the sideline. Incomplete for Brody Cozen. And that is Drew Rankin that was on his case. And he was able to bat the ball out of his hands. And Clarkston will set up a 4th down here.
Isaac Pace. 4th down and 10.
I know Brody Cozen cannot be happy with that drop ball, as well as the others in the end zone. Hopefully he can come back in the 4th quarter and make a big play to keep us in this game. Because right now, it's not looking too good.
Final 4 seconds here in the 3rd quarter, 21-10, Northville. Northville up 11. Clarkston set to punt it away. And a little bit of movement up front here. We'll await word on the flag.
It looks to be a false start on Northville. Hopefully that's what they got him for. It looked like Northville player jumped, and maybe the ref caught it, but I'm not sure if he ever crossed the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be on Clarkston.
That's really disappointing. I didn't see a jump from Clarkston players. I saw a jump
Flags
from
against the
Northville,
Wolves. Takes it back 5 yards.
but obviously the refs are on the field.
15.
That backs Clarkston up 5 yards. Have a 4th and 15 from the 38-yard line. High snap, ball goes back to the 15. He's going to have to try and get out of pressure. Northville on the case. Can he get out of there? No, he is going to get tackled out of bounds. Flag on the play.
Forcing out of bounds is number 5, Evan Deep.
A very high snap sets Northville in very good field position, but again, a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty on Northville.
Excellent. That's what we want to see. It didn't look, the punter, however hard he tried, Northville was bearing down on him, so it's nice to catch a break. I'm a bit confused here. It looks like they called the penalty on Clarkston.
And that could be why Coach Pintar is pleading his case right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 of the officials now gather to talk things over. There's no time left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. It's 21-10 in favor of Northville. And Clarkston's going to go to the sideline here, and this might just be where the third quarter is going to end. It is 21-10 Northville as we go to the final 12 minutes of the game.
That is the end of the quarter.
There have been thousands upon thousands of players, coaches, and contributors who have set foot on this here football field, the Big House in Ann Arbor, largest college football stadium in North America. And for these high school athletes, playing at the Big House is certainly an honor and a privilege, not only for themselves, but for their community to witness.
Being at the Big House, I mean, I'm really excited about it. Being in the Big Ten next year, I'm excited to play there the next 4 years. But for this year, it's just a big stage. I can't wait to play and show my talent there.
It's great. It's great playing there every year. It's a big platform, lots of media, just a lot of people watching you. So it's a great opportunity to go make plays and have your name out there.
The Big House is, it's the Big House, big stage. It's a lot of attention. Coming out there, playing, show what we're worth, and a great way to start the season.
For me, especially the senior year, after losing last year, is kind of our revenge tour. So I'm really looking forward to this game. This past month, all I've been thinking about is this game. Every time I think about it, I get a lot of adrenaline and excitement. So for this game, it means a lot to me.
And welcome back. Final 12 minutes as we enter the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20. Northville getting amazing field position.
Clarkston's pressured to make a big play here as they are backed up toward their own.
And Isaac Pace is going to go at the bottom of your screen. They're going to run a trick play here. He pitches it back to Pace. He fires towards the sideline. Incomplete. Evan Deep took the snap, tried to give it off to Isaac Pace and try to get open to a wide receiver down the sideline and could not capitalize.
Not quite the Philly special, but maybe a play that the Patriots ran when Tom Brady and Julian Edelman were linking up together.
Boy, what a dynamic duo those were.
Yeah. Michael Hine, Ethan Clark, Desmond Stevens, Brody Cozen.
All sorts of dynamic duos here tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 20. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Handoff is to the left side, Evan Deek. And he gets down just to about the 15-yard line, gain of about 5. And that's going to set up about a 3rd and 5 at Clarkston's 15-yard line with 11:38 to go in regulation.
I'm very surprised that Northville hasn't thrown it back to Nick Helder. Nick Hellner
Gain of 5,
making big
3rd
plays
and 5.
all over the field in the third quarter. I would not be surprised if they throw it up in the end zone just to see what he could do, because they are in field goal kicking range. And Nick Hellner lining up at the top of your screen. Looks to be one-on-one.
3rd and 5. Pace takes the snap. Pressure coming, looking to get out of it. He does. Pass is caught at the 10-yard line, and he'll get down inside the 5. That's going to give Northville a 1st and goal here with 11:01 to go in regulation, as the ball will be spotted just at about the 7-yard line.
It looked like Clarkston was going to be able to get Pace down, but once again, Pace moves his feet, uses his arm, and gets Northville another 1st down.
1st and goal for Northville, looking to capitalize again. Pace has the snap. Give is on the ground, nowhere to go. There is a flag on the play. Thrown near Clarkston. We'll await word on the penalty here.
Making the stop for the Wolves was Nick Washenko.
Nick Washenko, another dynamic player that Clarkston has that utilizes his size to take anybody down. Oh, it looks like a chop block on Northville.
Indeed, a chop block on Northville is going to set them back 5 yards.
It's against the Mustangs.
Obviously, a chop block in today's game for high school players, it's a very dangerous situation just because they do not want to injure other players. So when that happens, it's a 10-yard penalty.
Looks like they had it actually spotted at the 22. I might think they might have counted off 15 yards there. 21-10 Northville, 1st and goal from the 22-yard line. Pace has the snap, looking left, fires that way, caught just at about the 15, and he gets taken out of bounds just at about the 13. Nick Hellner goes for 10 yards there.
Hellner is currently killing the defense, and they've got to stick it to him right quick. Man, zone coverage isn't really working for the Wolves. They got to stick to man-to-man, but they need to stick to him real close, or else he's going to be able to continually burn us for big plays.
3 receivers at the top of your screen. Pace out of the gun, has the snap, looking left, fires that way into the end zone, well overthrown, and a flag thrown on the play.
Good call.
This is going to be defensive pass interference on Clarkston. And the thing with pass interference, you can have some contact. The big thing is you can't turn the receiver. I'm just not so sure that he tried to turn the receiver there.
I'm not so sure that was even a catchable ball. I mean, the wide receiver went up to catch it, put his arm up, and it still passed over his head. I don't believe that it was catchable at all, and I don't believe that this pass interference call is correct, because the wide receiver and the cornerback were both tussling together, and it looks like maybe Pintar is talking to the refs.
And that is going to be and
it is not a penalty. It'll be 3rd down.
Decline. 3rd down. And goal to go from the 12.
This is going to be a loss of down, 3rd and goal from Clarkston's 12. Clarkston looking to get a big stop on defense. What can they come up with here? Pace has the snap, fires to the end zone, incomplete. And that's going to set up a 4th down for Northville. And you'd imagine they take the 3 points here.
And what a surprise, Northville goes right back to Hellner. Hellner has been a constant in the second half, and it just passes through his hands. Good coverage by Clarkston. But yeah, it looks like they're going to kick the field goal, go up by 14, and try and put this football game away. But with 9:36 left to go, Clarkston has enough playmakers to make this a quick score.
Sonny Rentz on for a 29-yard field goal held by Evan Deek. Snap good, spot down, kick is away, and the kick is up and good. Northville extends their lead to 14, 24-10. Clarkston down exactly 2 scores with 9:32 to go in the fourth. You're watching Independence Television. 24-10 Northville, 9:32 to go in regulation. As Sonny Rentz gets set to kick it away here. And a shorter kick. This one is going to be fielded from about the 25-yard line. He trips up his own guy. He cuts it back, gets a lane, and down just inside the 35. That was a little wonky of a play with the returner tripping up his own man, but nonetheless gets a few yards there.
Yeah, Desmond Stevens ran into Ryan Rector. Ryan Rector, it looked like he had nowhere else to go. There were 5 Northville guys, and then he cuts it back to the top of your screen and just gains some more yardage that Clarkston will need if they want to stay in this football game.
They have the ball spot at the 39 of Clarkston, where it'll be 1st and 10, 9:23 to go in regulation. This is crunch time here for Clarkston. Something has got to start brewing here on offense, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely.
1st down and 10 from the 39. Collins from a shotgun. Has the snap. Little pitch forward. And taken down just inside the 40 to about the 42-43. Goes Lucas Bowman, gain of 3 on the play. Will set up 2nd and 7.
Number 3, Christian Friedel.
I'm not mad at the play call, but that also makes the clock run, and we need to save as much time as possible for a second possession because we are down by 14.
Clarkston goes tempo. 1 receiver near side, 2 on the far side. Collins from a shotgun. Takes the snap. He pitches it back. Trying to get a wide open lane. Still on his feet past the 50. And trying to push that pile. And that's where he's going to get down at about the 46-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a Clarkston 1st down. What an effort there by Griffin Bowman to keep that play going.
Griffin Bowman had a lot of help on the outside by his offensive line. He got out there and started the blocking early, gave him a hole, and those are the play calls we need. Clock is still running, but we're marching.
1st and 10 into Northville territory now. Spotted at the 46, 8:19 to go in regulation. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. That's Desmond Stevens. Brady Collins has the snap, looking to pass. He fires toward the sideline, up for Desmond Stevens, and a flag on the play. And that should be defensive pass interference here.
It looks like Desmond Stevens almost came up with the ball as well. It looked potentially like he was going to have a helmet catch over Northville's number 3, Christian Friedel. Looked like he was going to come down with the ball. Christian got his hands in there, and pass interference is called. Thank goodness the refs have started to call plays, or have started to call a couple flags for Clarkston, because Clarkston surely needs it.
Clarkston penalties have certainly been the detriment to this game, but now Clarkston with a chance at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, 8:04 to go in regulation. 2 receivers each side. Collins from a shotgun. Low snap. Able to come up with it. Hit as he throws. Deflected. Intercepted by the Mustangs. That is number 57, Ferris Jordan. And when it became crucial, the Mustangs answered, and you're going to get a flag on the play. Looks like unsportsmanlike conduct on Northville.
Yeah. Or maybe a roughing or hurting the quarterback. I'm not sure what's going on, but whatever happened, there is a flag, and the ref threw his yellow marker extremely high. What a big play by number 57, Ferris Jordan, to pick up that interception. Impressive dive, and look almost like a wide receiver out there going for a diving catch.
He sure did, and what a huge turn of events
Sets the
for
ball on the
Northville.
22-yard line.
7 minutes and 58 seconds to go. Clarkston has a little bit of time, but they have to stop Northville here. Cannot let them score again, or this game will likely be over.
Northville up 14, 24-10, 7:58 to go in regulation. Northville has the ball spot at their own 22.
I want to see Desmond Stevens just blitz the quarterback. Don't even worry about getting in coverage. Get there as fast as you can.
Pace in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Give is on the ground. Fighting his way over the line of scrimmage and taken down at the 25 goes Evan Deek. Gain of 3 on that carry will set up 2nd and 7 with the clock still ticking.
Obviously, Northville is just trying to waste as much time as possible, so they're going to go up late to the line, and they're just going to run it until 3rd down or 4th down until they can't
2nd
anymore.
and 7.
Northville in a prime position to burn clock here. 7.5 to go in regulation. 2nd and 7 from the 25.
Justin Pintar is super conservative with his timeouts, so I have no doubt that later on in the 4th quarter you will see him burn some.
Pace takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Running over the middle and taken down just at about the 28-29 yard line.
Isaac Pace.
Gain of 4 on that play as they spot him at the 29, and it'll be 3rd and short here for Northville with 7 minutes to go in regulation.
Obviously, you can do both. You can run it, you can pass it. Because of how effective your ground game has been, Clarkston just has to stop him here. Get the ball back. Hopefully, Brady Collins can come back. I know that he was shaken up when he left the field, and plus he threw an interception. That's got to shake his confidence a little bit, but got to get back out there, be a goldfish.
3rd and 3 for Northville. Can Clarkston get a stop here on defense? And there's going to be a timeout called, and Isaac Pace is visibly frustrated. Talking to Max DeFore back there, it looks like he had a play drawn up, but nonetheless, Brent Luplo wants a timeout, but Isaac Pace very frustrated after that timeout. Will step away, 24-10 in favor of Northville. 6:27 to go in regulation on Independence Television. And back out of the timeout, 24-10, Northville. 6:27 to go in regulation. 3rd and 3 to go. They got to get out across the 32 here.
Kellner is at the bottom of your screen. If they're going to pass it, they're going to go to him.
Pace has the snap. He's going to give on the ground, and he's going to pick up the 1st down here as he gets stopped just at about the 33 to 34. Max DeFore on the carry, and that'll be enough for a Northville 1st down.
It looked like Northville got away with the holding there.
It is enough for a Mustang 1st down.
Obviously, the refs didn't catch it.
They have the ball spotted at the 35. 1st and 10 for Northville as we wind down the final 6 minutes of regulation here in Ann Arbor. Northville out of the huddle, 1 receiver each side. We have 2 men in motion. That's Caden Besco, one of those men in motion. Give up the belly to Max DeFore, and he falls down just inside the 35. And a timeout called here by Clarkston with 5:43 to go after the pickup of 3 on that play by Max DeFore.
Obviously, Pintar wants to talk it over, but I don't know how much it will help. Just try and make positive plays before you go into next week. Because at this point, it looks really difficult for Clarkston to come back. Northville has turned it up in the 2nd half, and it's been an offensive struggle for Clarkston. Obviously, throwing that interception on their last possession has hurt them tremendously. And just not being able to get anything going is really the struggle right here. But I mean, last year they lost here to Davison, and then wound up making the state semifinals. So I have no doubt that this team can come back from their loss and play and be hungry for their next game. But right now, you just need to take some positive key moments from this game and become better football players for next week.
And this will definitely be a learning experience for the offense here. Plenty of younger guys, and Coach Pintar will make sure that he and his players are practiced well enough for next week against Southfield.
7.
Back out of the timeout, 24-10 Northville, 5:43 to go in regulation. Pace has the snap. Give on the right side. That's Colin Charles. Gets past midfield and taken down inside the 45.
Charles.
I wouldn't be surprised if Northville is able to hold on to the football for the rest of the game.
And Coach Pintar is going to call another timeout, and Northville in that prime position again to burn clock here. Back out of the timeout, 24-10, Northville, 5:35 to go in regulation. 1st and 10 into Clarkston territory at the Wolves' 47-yard line. Pace from under center. Give is on the ground, fighting his way through defenders and taken down just at about the 49. And Clarkston will use their final timeout here with 5.5 to go in regulation.
You know, Michael, 2 weeks ago I had never heard of Northville, but I'm really surprised at how they came out and kind of dominated this game. I wish them the best for the rest of the season, and they've really impressed me so far. Obviously, they're playing an inexperienced team in Clarkston, but a team that has a fantastic history of being so dominant within OAA Red. I have no doubt that both teams will go on to have great seasons, but I wish Northville the best of luck when it comes to the playoffs.
Absolutely. They have fired on all cylinders this game. And for Clarkston here next week, they're going to be taking a look at Southfield. What do you hope would be the key objective in that game?
I'm still looking for Clarkston to pass the ball. Clarkston had many missed opportunities of catching wide open balls tonight, and that might be just first game jitters. A lot of these guys are starting for the first time, as we've said many times tonight, and hopefully in their second game of the season they can just get it going.
Back out of the timeout, 24-10, Northville, 5.5 to go in regulation. Pace has the snap. Give is on the ground to the right side. Colin Charles getting past the 35 where he is taken down just at about the 33-yard line. And with no more timeouts left, Northville in an ideal position to burn clock here as it continues to wind down here.
Northville has been really effective with that jet sweep. I don't think Clarkston's really ready for it, or has been really ready for it. I'm not sure if they're going to run it anymore, but I'm surprised at how quick and effective Northville has been able to use their wide receivers as running back threats.
One receiver each side. Pace from under center has the snap. Give us to Evan Deek. He gets to the edge. Past the 30 to the 25 where he is taken out of bounds there.
Number 5, Evan Deek.
Number 5, tackling number 5. Desmond Stevens getting over there.
Bounced by number 5, Desmond Stevens.
And we're going to have an official's timeout here for an injured Clarkston player down right now.
2nd down and 3.
Looks like he might just have a cramp. It is very hot, even though it
Official
is
timeout.
9 o'clock at night. I have no doubt that the players might need a massage gun or something like that because, I mean, we were sweating just being down there. The lights shine bright on the Big Ten turf, and when you get going, you're sweating. Looks like the man down will get up on his own, which is always good to see.
And that's the second player down for Clarkston tonight, Jeff. Usually with these injuries early season, hopefully they can bounce back from those very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And luckily, like you said, it's the start of the season. You don't ever want to see somebody getting hurt the last game of the season or even in the playoffs because that's when the biggest stars shine bright. So even injuries are bad. Hopefully they can get better before they play the hardest games of their schedule.
2nd and 3 from the 26. Pace under center. Gives it on the ground. Just past the 25 there. That's Caden Kuban, number 14.
Caden Kuban spun out on multiple tackles there. Very impressive footwork. and skill to just
Rickon
get out
Bowman.
of Clarkston's grasp.
That's going to set up 3rd and 1 at Clarkston's 24 for Northville. 4:15 to go in regulation.
I'm not sure what the goal here is for Northville. They're pushing the ball like they're going to score, but honestly, I believe there's no point.
Northville's going to do a QB sneak, and that is going to be enough for the first down, looks like.
Well, it's kept by quarterback.
It is
Pace.
indeed. Isaac Pace gains 2, and with 3:56 to go, Northville with first down and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Northville brought in
Ball's
2
now
more
on the
offensive
22-yard
tackles
line, first
to help
and 10
to
of
help
the
push
Mustangs.
Isaac Pace forward. You know, honestly, that looked like what the Philadelphia Eagles did last year with the rugby kind of scrum. You push under instead of out, so that Isaac Pace can just make his way under.
First and 10 from the 22. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Pace out of the gun. Takes the snap. Give is on the ground to Evan Deek, and he falls down just at about the 20. He'll pick up a couple yards there, and we'll set up 2nd and 8 from the 20.
As the clock still
Number
runs.
9.
Like I said,
Next
take
ball.
positive moments from this game if you're Clarkston and just learn from your mistakes. Northville,
Stop made by
absolutely
Clarkston,
great
number
game.
41.
They got to take positive
Josh
and negative
Wissenby.
moments, especially on that kick return by Desmond Stevens. They got to learn.
Second and
Special
8.
teams just got to learn. But honestly, all around great game from Northville. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this team back in like the quarterfinals or semifinals of Michigan's playoffs.
I wouldn't have any doubt about that, Jeff. Give on the ground again. And falling
Ball
down
handed
just
up to
at
number
about the
9,
19 to
Max DeFore.
18. Max DeFore picks up
Making the stop for
1
Colts
there.
was
It'll be 3rd and 7 at the
number
19
52.
as we wind down the final 2.5 minutes of regulation.
Third and 7.
Northville, part of the KLAA, the Kensington Lakes Activities Association West Division. And they are already off to a strong start, looking to begin the season 1-0. Pace has the snap, give is on the ground to DeFore, and not much there at all as he gets met at the 20.
Number 5, Evan Deek.
Rather, that's Evan Deek on the carry. He'll get a loss of 1, and we'll set up 4th and 8 at the 20-yard line.
Nick Washenko.
Obviously, Clarkston plays
Fourth
the
down
OAA
and
Red,
8.
the toughest division, I think, in the state of Michigan. And, you know, this is good practice for Rochester Adams. I mean, Brody Cozen needs to get as much experience under his belt before he has to go up against Brady Prescorn, because, honestly, it's an end-on-end battle between them, the top 2 tight ends in the state of Michigan.
4th down for Northville, 4th and 8 at the 20. Pace has the snap, back to pass, looking over the middle, wide open, touchdown Northville. The Mustangs put an exclamation point on this game, and they are going to close out here.
There is a flag on the field.
We'll hold for just a second. There is a flag.
I don't think that was a necessary move from Northville. You've already got the game in hand. I don't understand why you're throwing the football for a touchdown.
And that is an eligible man downfield, so it's going to back him up to the 25-yard line.
I'm actually surprised the refs caught that one.
Minute 9 to go in regulation. If there wouldn't have been that flag,
It is a
Northville
Kansas
would have been
Mustang.
up on 3
Backs the ball up
scores.
to the 25-yard line.
4th
It'll be
and
4th
13
down
for
and
Northville.
13.
At the 25, final 69 seconds to go in regulation.
Looks like the Clarkston band is currently packing up. Student section, sadly, is on its way out the doors. Not what they expected from their team first game of the season.
2 receivers each side. Pace has the snap. Looking. Pressure coming. Gets out of it, but down he goes, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Clarkston will take over 1st and 10 in their own territory with the final minute 2 to go in regulation.
First down, ball goes over
Isaac
to
Pace
the
was a
Wolves
little
on
slow to
downs.
get up. He got hammered from the blind side. as he was looking downfield. Hopefully he's all right. It looks like he's walking off on his own power, but he does look a bit shaken up.
And for head coach Brent Luplow in Northville, you could not be more proud of your team right now and what they've been able to do tonight.
Absolutely. Slowing down Brody Kozin and Desmond Stevens, that's a hard task in itself. And we love on them so much because they mean a lot to this program, and especially this year as seniors and captains.
First down and 10 from the 24. Final minute and 2 seconds to go in regulation. Collins has the snap. Pressure coming. He keeps it. Running right. He tries to get to the edge. He will get to the 30, and that's where he's taken down, maybe just at about the 29. As the final 48 seconds wind down in regulation here, they spot the ball at the 30. A gain of 6 on that carry will set up 2nd and 4 as the Wolves go tempo here. Collins with the snap again. Fires a slant, caught, and he's going to get out of bounds. And there's a flag on the play. That is going to be a late hit out of bounds. 32 seconds to go, and the Wolves will get an extra 15 yards tacked on at the end of the play.
Obviously, this game is over, and the refs needed to throw that flag because you can't accept a dangerous penalty with a guy already out of bounds. The play is already dead. But I like that Clarkston is still trying to march down the field just to get more positive moments, more learning moments for their team, so that going into next week against Southfield A&T, they're good to go. They're ready, and they know what they need to do to score.
Spot the ball at midfield. 2 receivers each side again for Clarkston. 1st and 10, 32 seconds to go in regulation. Collins has the snap, looking deep, fires to the far sideline. Incomplete. It looks like Brody Kozin was his intended receiver, and Northville on his case once again.
It looked like Brody Kozin might have gotten a hand draped over by the defender, but the refs, obviously with 25 seconds left in the game, it's not worth calling.
25 seconds to go in regulation. 2nd and 10 from midfield. 3 receivers going on the far side, 2 on the near side. Brady Collins has an empty backfield. He'll take the snap, looking, fires over the middle. Incomplete, well overthrown again with his intended receiver, and that's been the hard part about Brady Collins, and that might be him down right now.
And I believe they're calling it.
Pass was incomplete, brings up a 3rd down and 10.
And with an injured player down, I'm sorry, Jeff, but with an injured player down and Northville firing up that student section, that does not seem like a good combo there.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of disrespect, especially since you've got 4 staff members down there checking up on the player, and the student section isn't even clapping for him when he gets up. I mean, both these teams have put their heart and soul into this game. And obviously, it's their opposing player. It's an opposing player, but you should never cheer, even if you're not meaning to cheer while it's happening, for somebody that's down on the field. It's all about good sportsmanship in MHSAA, and especially for Mr. Grunland, the PA announcer, and the sportsmanship that the Northville student section just showed isn't what you want to see in high school football.
3rd down and 10 at midfield. Final 19 seconds to go in regulation. Collins with the snap, pressure coming, and down he goes as he has no choice but to get rid of it. What a job by Northville's defense. They have been able to stop Clarkston all night long, and that is going to be the icing on the cake for Northville here.
And there you go, Drew Rankin again, just making play after play for the defensive side. Obviously, he's had some help with number 2, Cullen Murphy, and number 3 back there, Crystal Friedel. But those 3 in the secondary are very, very dangerous because of how effective they have been.
Flag on the play is against the Wolves, intentional grounding.
You know, I thought that Brady Collins was already down, by the time he threw the ball. So I'm surprised that they called that intentional grounding. I would have. I thought it was just a sack.
Backs him up to the 34. 4th and an acre for Clarkston here for the final 10 seconds of regulation. Collins has the snap. Pressure coming. He's going to roll to his right. Caught and gets to the sideline. Turning it upfield past the 45. Down to the 40. And with zeros on the clock, that is your ball game. Northville comes into Ann Arbor and knocks off Clarkston by a final score of 24-10. Jeff, both sides of the ball for Northville were firing on all cylinders tonight. And for Clarkston, the biggest thing that struggled is your offense. But as you mentioned, positive things can come from Lawson's, and hopefully Coach Pintar can make that evident in the locker room heading into next week against Southfield.
Obviously, we know how hard Clarkston works. I have no doubt Northville works very hard as well, but I know what Pintar has the ability to do, and the culture has not changed since Kurt Richardson left. So I know that losses are not expected under Pintar. It was never expected under Richardson. So I expect them to bounce back from this game, learn from the mistakes that both the offense and defense made, and come back better for next week. They're going to come back prepared and go down to Southfield and hopefully come back to Clarkston with a win.
Taking a look at upcoming matchups for both of these teams. Northville is going to be going back home to take on the Plymouth Wildcats on Thursday, August 31st. Kickoff there at 7 o'clock. And as for Clarkston, they will travel to play the Warriors of Southfield Arts and Technology on September 1st. Kickoff there is also at 7 o'clock p.m. That'll just about do it for us at the Battle at the Big House here tonight. For everybody at Independence Television, our wonderful producers, Matt Blow, John Elke, Matt Legato, our multimedia specialist, Hannah Gray, our production assistant, Hunter Valenzuela. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Ellingsworth, I'm Michael Rosenkrantz. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great night, everybody.